Now I've opened Hatch version 2 already, and one of the wonderful things about it is if you have a copy of CorelDRAW on your computer and you don't use it and you don't want it to interfere with Hatch, you can tell it, do not install link to CorelDRAW. Fantastic. Because CorelDRAW was the main program that used to cause MBX to permanently crash, and it took me a long time to convince Wilcom the culprit was not my computer or the end user, but CorelDRAW. Because it's not a full program, and I'm talking now the one that goes with MBX version 5, don't even bother trying to run CorelDRAW 16, because if you're on Windows 10 it'll just go, no ways, I don't support that version of CorelDRAW. So I've installed version 2, I've launched it and told it don't create a link to CorelDRAW 18, and it opens up into Design Library. Now, I've been collecting designs since '96, and I've got rather a lot of them. And when we got the Design Library in version 5, I made the mistake of adding folders of designs to Design Library. Not all of them, because once I realised what was happening, I stopped. Now, on this page there are 22,500 designs, and that is a huge burden for a computer's resources. So be careful. Don't go putting too many of your embroidery designs inside of the Design Library. Now I've already opened a new design. Thank you. And from the machine filter I've chosen my particular machine, the Janome 9900, and my hoop from the hoop filter, a 170 by 200. Now I'm not particularly keen on greys. I see enough grey in the winter in this country looking out of the window. Tap on background, and that allows me to change my colour inside my hoop, which is great. So I go in and I ask for more colours. Pale cream. And tell that OK. Then come down here and tell it guidelines, edit. I want my guidelines to be visible to me. I'll go with, calling it violet, plum, and tell that OK. There we go. Now you can't see my guidelines yet, I haven't put any in. So let's go and take a little look. First toolbox, Manage Designs, and we're back into the Design Library. Now here you can choose yourself a design, which is, well actually you won't have as many as me, so I'll get out of there. But if you're a new owner and you've not had embroidery software before and you don't have a huge amount of designs, you choose something from your Design Library to open. If, like me, you've got masses and masses and masses of designs, be careful. So I'm going to close that up. Thank you. Design 1. Customize designs. In here, a lot of these are for people who want to do automatic digitizing. And there's nothing wrong with automatic digitizing, but personally, I find manual digitizing gives me far more control and much greater sense of satisfaction. And I can't blame the program if something goes wrong, because I'm the one that did the digitizing. I don't really want to look at those. I want to go first and look at digitize, because that's what we do, and that's what we want to do. Now, one of the things that they have done, and I'm very grateful for it, is they've now tied our object properties to a tool. So we don't have to right click on the screen to open object properties. All we have to do is click on Design Open Shape, or any one of these tools, and up pops our object properties. Now, I don't really need to see my threads, but while we've got it up here, Madeira Polyneon is what I use mainly. If I'm designing for my Tajima, I use Kingstar. So I'm going to tell that OK. I've no need to manage because I've got the full complement. And then I'm going to tell it match all. And now it will have changed all these colours down at the bottom of my screen. If I can find my mouse, there it is. And these are now all Madeira Polyneon. Now, I don't take any notice of names, because each program seems to have its own peculiar set of names. So let's look at Digitize Open Shape. No, first of all, up here, Template. Opacity template. That's the insert that goes into your hoop. I'm going to turn that off. I'm going to ask for grid. I'm going to right click on that, and I'm going to tell it, give me a grid. Now you can set this for anything. I work in metric, I don't work in imperial. Only for digitizing. Everything else is imperial, but for digitizing I work strictly in metric. You can enter 0.5, 0.75, whatever you like. You can go up to a metre, but that's a little bit of overkill. So I want that one to be, I don't know, 2 millimetres. Okay, and we'll make this one 2 millimetres. Tell that. Okay, and there's my grid. You've got your rulers. Ignore the graphics. We haven't got any context toolbars open yet because I don't know if I've asked for them. Travel. I like to see my travel. Thank you. And I'm going to move that up here. Now I've got a 4K monitor, and that gives me a nice amount of real estate on my monitor for when I'm digitizing. I do feel for people who have laptops, because you don't get so much real estate. Okay, now I'm going to close my thread chart up. And then I'm going to open my resequence, and it's in the Docker toolbar on the right hand side. And I've got digitize open shape. And you'll notice these are all greyed out. They don't apply to open line.